This is a really big book haul from Thrift Books, Amazon, Generations, Paper Pie, all kinds of places. So I hope you're ready to stick around and see what I got. Let's start with Paper Pie. I just got 4 books because during the Cyber Monday sale, you got free shipping with even like $30 of purchase. And so there were just a couple things I wanted, and it was a really good sale. This one's kind of funny. So I got Esta no es mi perrito. That's not my dog, but I got it in Spanish because my kids have been learning Spanish throughout the last semester, and I thought this book would actually be really fun. You get to touch and feel it. It repeats the same phrase over and over with something new that we will have to look up and try to understand what it is saying, but these books are really fun in English for younger kids, but I thought it might be a fun way for my kids reviewing Spanish as well, and it was on sale, so I got it really cheap, and I was kind of excited about it. The next 3 books I got are all Lift the Flaps. Now, I love using Usborne or now Paper Pie for our sciences. My kids have learned so much just by being kind of hands-on with the books. This one is Lift the Flap Trees, and it goes through, okay, this is like tree parts, and then changing seasons, tree homes, tropical trees, water trees, extraordinary trees, and there's all kinds of information to learn just by exploring these. My boys have so often just picked up some of our Lift the Flap books on their own and learned so much, even from an early age. This one is Lift the Flap Biology, and then I also got See Inside the Microscopic World. Now, coming up for our homeschool, I actually got just a small little microscope biology. These are all kind of things that I want to be pursuing in the spring, so I'm excited to dig into them a little bit more. Moving on with that, from Amazon, I got the D.K. Smithsonian book about the elements. And so I figured with studying rocks and minerals, this is sure to come up in there. We're going to be doing the Gather Round unit, Rocks and Minerals. This is just a really fun book with all kinds of information, and I thought they would really enjoy looking at that one. Also from Amazon, I got the Bushcraft Illustrated Visual Guide. Now, I got this one a little bit earlier in the year, but I'm giving it to my boys for Christmas because I like bringing back things that we've learned from this last year and giving them some gifts that are related to that. So this last year we did a lot of things in nature, and I think that they'll enjoy this one. Amy Sloan from Humility and Doxology actually recommended this one in a post, and I thought it looked really fun. We've also gotten similar ones out from the library. Always check your library first. If you don't need to own the book, don't own it. But for some of these things, I know we're going to be revisiting them over and over and over again, and I just thought it was kind of worth it. Before I get into our thrift books, I want to show you what we got from Generations. I got this whole big stack here. These first ones, this beautiful, look at that. Oh, they just look so nice. These are more of like classic novels that they have republished, redone, and made available to go along with their curriculums. Typically, you would get 2 of these a year to do as a read aloud with your kids. I just read this one today, Mary Jones and Her Bible. It's not a very big book. I wouldn't read it all in one day with my kids. It's beautiful. This is a story of a young girl who the Bible speaks to her. She hears these stories and she loves them, and she loves Jesus and she wants to know more, but the Bible isn't readily available in her language and in her area, and she saves up her money for 6 years to be able to buy a Bible, and then has to travel even to find the Bible in her language. But it just really shows the devotion to that. She actually then inspired Bible translators and people to give so that Bibles could be made more readily available around the world. And so this is a really good inspirational story for kids, and I know that that's what these are going to provide also. I got The Giant Killer, The Dragon and the Raven, Sunshine Country and The Princess Belaheld. Now these two are recommended for the level 3 with Generations, and I got Taking the Americas for Jesus, and those two go along with that one. I'm hoping to do those in the spring. I also went ahead and printed off the study guides that go along with these two books for the next semester. These are just available on the Generations website. You can get a hold of them for free and download them. They're the discussion questions, and then there's also a portion with the answers in the back just in case you need that as a parent too. I thought that would be a really helpful thing to go along with these books. But for now, I have this beautiful series. I also got from Patricia St. John. She's the one who did Treasures in the Snow, if you know of that one. These are readers that kids can do themselves, and I went ahead and read this one today, The Other Kitten, which is like the first one in the series from my understanding. I'm not exactly sure if they all flow together, but someone I saw online said that this one comes before this one, so I went with it. This is about two siblings who are not getting along, and they have a quarrel, and something kind of dangerous and scary happens. Along the way of this story happening, they are staying with their grandma, who every night reads them a Bible story and teaches them that Jesus is with them, that God cares about them. And so it introduces a lot of those things, as well as a small gospel presentation at the end of the story. Now, I haven't read the other ones. This one, I think my youngest would be most interested in. My 5-year-old, my 8 and 10-year-olds would think that it's a little bit childish for them, although if I read it aloud to them, they would definitely listen. The topics in The Victor seem a little bit deeper, like maybe somebody's even dealing with some demonic issues, so I can't really recommend this one yet, but I would just say look into them a little bit deeper. You can get these on the Generations platform, and I'm excited just to have more quality books that are teaching my kids about God as we're going. We also got David Brainerd, Love for the Lost. This is about David Brainerd, who brings the gospel to the Native Americans in the early 1700s. For myself, I got 2 books by Kevin Swanson. He is the one who runs Generations, Curriculum, and Ministries. I got Family Life, and then Upgrade, 10 Secrets to the Best Education for Your Child. And I've started reading that one. That's why my pencil's falling out of there. But I figured since I'm really getting into Generations, loving the curriculum and things that I'm seeing come from them, I really wanted to know more about who was putting them out and what their beliefs were. Also, these are topics dear to my heart. Obviously, family style learning. What is a biblical family supposed to look like? I wanted to know his stance on that, so I got those 2. I'll be reading them over the next year, and I'll be sure to share that information with you over the next year. I'm definitely going to have them read before then. Okay, for my Thrift Books haul, first I went with some family heritage style books. So I got The Wonderful Adventure of Nils. This is about the child that is kind of naughty and doesn't treat animals well, and he somehow gets turned small and rides on the back of a goose through Sweden or Norway. I'm not sure. It was recommended to me by a friend, but then you get to learn about the countryside and the animals there. She just said it was really great, so I grabbed that one. The Children of Noisy Village. I got book 1 and 2. We did book 1 last year. It was fantastic. I love it, especially like those innocent stories for little kids. I thought this one was so fun. It's just about a bunch of little kids that walk to school together, that go around the community together, like little community, like there's like 4 houses there. They do Christmas together, and it really shares the life of little children in Sweden during this time. And then number 2 book is Happy Times in Noisy Village. So we're excited to follow up and read that one at some point. Probably my favorite Jan Beret book is this one, Hedgie's Surprise. This is a story about a little naughty Tumpton who is stealing eggs from the hen, and the hedgehog helps to have a little surprise for that troublesome Tumpton. I really like, Jan Beret always does great illustrations in her book, but I thought some of these are just the best that I have seen. Because my family has a lot of the Scandinavian heritage, I've seen a lot of these images floating about the houses and even the artwork, the way that it's done. So I just really wanted to own this one. I also got The Sinking of the Vasa. This is supposed to be like the Titanic story, but what happened with a Norwegian tragedy and getting this off the bottom of the sea. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but it looks good. I wanted to own The Lighthouse Family because this is a favorite series. I picked it up so that I always have it and can read it to my grandchildren someday because I love The Lighthouse Family. Beatrice's Goat I've talked about, I think, before on here, at least on my other channel. This is a story of a goat that was given to a young girl and the difference that it made in her family's life where she lives. And so we're really hoping to be able to do this as a family this year to give towards getting a goat for a family, and I thought the book would be a really good way to remind our family what we were giving towards and read it in the future. This is a really excellent book. You should definitely read it. And then at our mom's group this year, someone recommended One Blood for Kids. This is put out by Master Books. I got it on Thrift Books, and I'm just gonna look through it because I don't know anything about it. And then from a thrift place, I also got the Winnie the Pooh Library Adventures, and these are previously owned but came really cheap. I'm actually giving this to my dad for Christmas because he loves reading Winnie the Pooh to the kids, but doesn't have his own set, and he has a new grandbaby from my sister, and I know he'll be wanting to read some of these to her as well, so I got this whole library for him for Christmas. That is all. Here's another video of what we are getting our kids for Christmas and something else you might be interested in as well. Let me know if you know anything about these books down in the comments, and we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.